Taylor family. I'm Chris.
I'm Melanie, and this is the story about our son Noah, who was stillborn.
Well, Daddy put your trip together. Say hi to Noah, baby.
What's up, baby?
We can't wait to see you. All right, Noah, we thought you might come in August, but today is September 1st, so we're going to go ahead and take this August off. Please come. We're all waiting for you.
The night before Noah was born, I remember feeling some cramping, and I wanted to just get in the bathtub, and I just kind of felt down. And Chris came in the bathroom and he said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I don't know, babe. I just feel like Noah's never going to be mine."
I just told her to be positive. Just try to think positive things, think positive thoughts, because he's definitely coming. Everything's going to be okay.
And I remember saying, "No, I'm not trying to be negative. I don't know why it's taking so long. I just feel like he's never going to be mine." So that night we went to bed, and I remember waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I just checked my phone, and Noah just did like a big movement, and I thought, okay, what was that? Did he flip? And I woke Chris up to feel my belly.
Everything felt fine. I mean, he didn't feel out of place or anything, so I really didn't think anything. And I mean, we just kind of let it be. Never did we think anything could be wrong.
I went back to sleep. I woke up around 8 o'clock, and he normally has the hiccups in the morning, or he's normally moving, and he wasn't when I woke up. And so I thought, okay, that's strange. So I called my midwife and I just said, "Noah's not moving. I don't know what's going on." And she said, "Drink something cold and eat something sweet and lay down and just see if he moves." So Chris made some pancakes and got me some ice water, and I laid there and he still didn't move. So 15 minutes passed and I thought, okay, he's still not moving. So she told us we should go head to the hospital. So on the way to the hospital, we just started praying and texting everyone we knew who would pray too. And when we got there, so I just said, please check to see if he's okay. And when we got into the room, a lady, she started checking for his heartbeat. And I was starting to just get really nervous, and my heart rate started to rise. So she said, "I can't tell the difference between your heartbeat and his because yours is so high." So at that moment, Chris just told me to just calm down and breathe, and everything was going to be okay. They went to do the ultrasound, and the doctor came in shortly after that. And he held my hand and he said, "I'm sorry. There's no heartbeat." And I just started to scream and cry, and I just said, no. Can you just check again? So he did, and he said, "I'm sorry. There's no heartbeat." And at that moment, I could just scream and cry out to God.
My first reaction was I was shocked, angry, upset. And I think the first thing I did was threw my phone across the room and yelled, "Why God? Not my son, not my son." Just asking God for a miracle. We wanted this could be a chance for a miracle. Show these people in the hospital who don't believe that God, you are real. God, you are here with us. So we prayed and we worshiped and we just asked God for a miracle.
So the doctors came in and the nurses, and they asked what we wanted to do next. And they said that I could either deliver him or they could do a C-section. And at that point, I just kept saying over and over, I can't do this, I can't do this. And Chris just kept saying, yes, you can do this, I'm right here. And so they wheeled me to the delivery room, and that's when they started the induction process. At that point, I could feel Noah moving. When I asked them to check again, like, he's moving, I feel him moving. And they came back in and they said that when you have contractions, it moves the baby. So it may feel like they're moving, but they're not. So I just said, okay, I'm not gonna give up hope. I laid there and I prayed and I asked God to just help me through this and help me with my unbelief.
The pain was kind of overtaking her, and I just can't imagine how painful that was, especially in this situation.
My midwife came in and she brought my worship music, and we all three of us, we just sat there and we just worshiped. And I just remember just worshiping God. I was just singing and worshiping, and we just felt like God, just his presence met us in that moment. And out of nowhere, after a contraction, Noah began to crown.
The midwife was right there. As soon as Noah's head started to come out, she yelled, "Chris, get in there, you're gonna deliver this baby," because that was my plan all along. I wanted to deliver Noah. As soon as those contractions hit, his head came out. And I could just remember grabbing his head. The feeling that I had delivering my son, holding him in my hands, me being the first one to hold him, the doctor's not even delivering him, and he was not breathing or crying. It's the worst feeling ever. It's the worst feeling ever. I've never felt so much pain, never felt so much anger. It was a feeling like no other.
After he was born and Chris held him in his arms, he just said, "Oh no." It was the cord.
The cord was wrapped around his neck twice.
3 times.
3 times. And that was the ultimate reason why he didn't make it. It was very, very tangled. After I delivered him, me and Melanie held him, and we just untangled him out of the cord and just held him in disbelief.
Yeah, so we just sat there for a moment, just crying and holding him in awe of how beautiful he was. He was a handsome guy. The biggest baby we ever had. He was 22 inches long? Yeah, he was 6 pounds, 3 ounces, and 22 inches long. He had big feet and big hands. And I just kept telling him, "I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry this happened to you."
Yeah, I remember telling him, like, "You're in a better place. This world is crazy right now. And I just can't wait to meet you there. I want to definitely get that chance to meet my son and know my son."
In that moment, I just kept telling God, I just kept saying aloud, "God, I trust you even when I don't understand." And I was trying so hard to remain faithful in those moments where I just felt angry, heartbroken, and I didn't understand because God gave us this baby. I just don't know another child so surrounded in prayer. I wrote a whole book of prayers for him throughout my pregnancy. Chris and I would pray those prayers over Noah that I wrote. And I remember I would listen to scripture every night and just preparing my mind and my heart for this birth. And I just couldn't believe this was the result of all that prayer.
So after spending a few hours with Noah at the hospital, we had to make the decision to leave, and that again was another very, very hard decision. I did not want to leave my son there.
When we got home, we walked through the door, and my mother-in-law, I call her my mother-in-law because we're so close, she was waiting for us at the door, and she just held me, and I just cried. And I didn't think in those moments he wasn't coming home. He wasn't gonna come home, and he wasn't gonna lay there, and he wasn't gonna sleep with us, and I wasn't gonna be able to nurse him or change his diapers. It all just felt so wrong. My womb was empty, my arms were empty, and we couldn't make sense of it.
We have 2 other children. We have Jace, who's 6, and Mila, who's 3.
Didn't understand. And our 3-year-old just kept asking, is Noah in there, Mama? And I just kept having to tell her, no, baby. And she's like, well, Noah's gonna come home, right? When he comes home. And I said, no, he's not coming home. And she said, okay, well, I'm gonna pack a bag so we can take it to heaven. And I had to tell her it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way.
I'll be waiting on you up in heaven, says love, baby Noah.
So I think that with Jace, God kind of prepared his heart. There was a time about 2 weeks before we had Noah. We were sitting at dinner, and Jace just asked us out of nowhere, Mommy, is Noah gonna die? And I said, no, buddy, why would you say that? Why would you ask us that? And he said, well, I just wanna know. And I said, no, of course not. And so, we just kind of thought to ourselves, okay, that was weird.
Was very weird. It was very weird. Like, why would you ask that? We were just eating dinner, maybe talking about basketball or something like that, and he just came out of nowhere and said that.
And then just about a week later, I was just getting some last things for Noah, and he asked me, we were in Target, he asked me again, Mommy, is Noah gonna die? And I just remember pulling the cart over and just saying, baby, why do you keep asking me this? And he said, I don't know, Mommy, I just wanna know. And then I told him again, no, baby, and we have to stop saying that, okay? And so I just thought again, like, why does he keep saying that? He's fine. I'm fine, he's fine, everything's fine. And so when we were in the hospital, we called Jace and Mila on FaceTime to just tell them that Noah hadn't made it. And he said, Mommy, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. And you told me that it wasn't. And in that moment, I just felt like, God.
So just the following days, we were just trying to figure out where to go from here. I remember in the hospital, I just kept thinking, okay, God, am I still gonna trust you if this doesn't turn out the way that I thought that it would? And it didn't turn out the way that I thought that it would. And I've learned through this that there's no formula with God. You don't do X, Y, Z and get the result that you may want. And you have to trust his sovereignty in it all. I just think about all the prayers that I wrote. And when I went back, when I was finally able to open up the book and read the prayers, I realized that God answered them, just not in the way that I thought he would.
Like Melanie said, God is sovereign. He is who he says he is. I've learned to just kind of surrender all, because nothing is off limits with God. God answers prayers. It might not be the way you think it's going to get answered, but he does answer them. We've seen things come from Noah that blesses others. But Noah has done so much to this day to just show us that God is real. Never in a million years would I want to lose my son. But if it's for the glory of God, then I can't be mad at God. I can't be mad. And I was angry. I still have many questions as to why, but I'll just say all glory be to God because he is who he says he is.
You know, every day we always pray, we want to be more like Jesus. Make us more like Jesus. We were made in your image. We want to be more like you every day. And I realized that we want to be like Jesus, but we don't want to suffer like him. And I've gotten to know a different facet of who God is through this. It makes me just think about in the book of Job, where Job said to God, "My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you."